Hello, welcome back to REI Accounting Talk. My name is Sarah Bratcher, and today I just wanted to discuss my story, give you a little bit history about who I am, where I come from, what all I've been doing in the accounting industry, and why I think I can help real estate investors with their bookkeeping and get their accounting set up the way it needs to be to scale big. Um, about 2007, I graduated with an accounting degree. I finished school with enough hours to sit for the CPA exam, but I didn't start my testing for the CPA until much later. I was working for a CPA firm and just found that taxes weren't my passion for various reasons. There are a lot of people that get joy out of that, and I just didn't. I had various different jobs in between then, and then I found a really unique job for a real estate developer slash investor slash general contractor. And he was ready to scale pretty big. And we, in my first couple of years there, it was a very big organization with lots of different LLCs and structures and getting everything recorded properly and the right books set up and just to get everything flowing smoothly. And also, it's kind of a went from a small organization where you could visit every single job site to larger where there was too many job sites to visit constantly. So we had to learn how to manage the companies from the financial statements in monthly accounting meetings and be able to help run the business that way. Um, and at the end of my tenure, um, the I had gotten away from the heart of accounting and doing all that. We had gotten so big. I was kind of more in a CFO role, and I was bored of the big contracts and the big meetings and all that, and I wanted to get back and help smaller businesses scale big. And so that's why I created REI Accounting Solutions, and I want to help real estate investors scale their portfolio and be able to get their accounting appropriate so they can um, manage from their financial statements and make some big decisions and figure out how to grow from there. That's kind of a brief overview of how that happened. My husband and I, about 6 years ago, we and in our personal life, I'm going to share a lot of details that kind of coincided with that life that kind of made all this happen. Um, but yeah, 6 years ago, I was sick all the time. I had migraines, I had heart problems, I mean, you name it. I was on so much medicine, and I was going to every kind of doctor to get to the root of it and figure it out what was going on. And um, at the end of the day, it just ended up being I wasn't sleeping enough. I wasn't, eating right. It was so many things and just stress, just general stress in life, in business and everything. And a big part of it was our personal financials. And I don't think enough people talk about these parts of their journey. I think there's a bunch of shame behind it, but now that it is 6 years past, I feel like it made a huge part of me. So I want to go ahead and share it. And just where we were, for a good chunk of my life, I never had any debt. I had a little bit of student loans always kind of there, and I tried to pay off my cars as fast as I could. But just as life got bigger and my salary got bigger, I just kept spending more and more and more, and I ended up having a lot of consumer debt when all this stress was coming down on me, and I was just sick, physically sick all the time from it. And I when my husband and I had first gotten married, we didn't talk much about debt. It was just kind of like we both were well into our careers, and we both had done well in, savings and having some equity in some different, uh be retirement account, be it in, houses or what. But we didn't dwell on the debt so much. And come to find out, we were drowning when we sat down and really made our first budget. We were paying over $5,000 a month to consumer debt. And that wasn't including, the mortgage and, gas and groceries. And it was a lot. It was like, how did we get here? And it was a shock to both of us. Neither of us had realized that that's what we were doing. And it was just kind of the culmination of just life creeping up on us. And that's why they call it lifestyle creep, I guess. And we weren't living in a house, and we didn't have the fancy stuff to like really be like, where did this go? It was just flying out the door somewhere. Um, so anyways, the big turning point in all this was um realizing how much debt we had. And I we couldn't do much about it until, or we couldn't do much about, my stressful job until we got a hold of all of the handle on all this, and paid off all of our debt. So we used Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace program, which Baby Step 1 and 2 are great. I think I will really say he's got a good program to help you think about why you spend and what you spend on. And it was amazing for us. It did great for us. We haven't followed so much after that because we are real estate investors now, and we leverage a lot through that. But yeah, it was a great program to get our attention and get us. We paid off $154,000 of our debt in 2 years. And in doing that, we were living on my husband's income. And when we paid off the debt, it was like, okay, we could still live off my husband's income now, and I could quit my stressful job and go back and do what I'm passionate about and help smaller business such as real estate investors scale their portfolios and scale their businesses. So I took a leap of faith. A lot of people, will start a side hustle while they're building or while they're still at a W-2 job. And I kind of bucked the system in there. I took the leap of faith. We had it was paying off debt was hard. It was 2 years of just wondering why we had gotten ourselves into this. And um it was tough, and it was tough to stay on track because we'd come into some money, or we'd sell something and be like, oh, we could do this, we could do that, and we could do that. And nope, we got to put it to debt. We've got to pay off that so we look forward to our future, and eventually be, we in all that, we heard about the FIRE movement, which stands for Financial Independent Retire Early. And that really intrigued us. It was like, wait a minute, we could be really free if we did all that. So that was became a good goal. And being able to leave the job behind and de-stress. But then I was I became a CPA after that, and knew I didn't want to do taxes, but I still wanted to help people. And I think nobody likes in real estate, nobody really likes to talk about bookkeeping. It's There's several reasons it's kind of unfamiliar. And there's some shame with it also, because people are so far behind, and they don't have it up to date, and they don't know where to start, and just lots of stuff like that. So my goal is to kind of get as much education out there, and it's a big reason why I started this podcast, is just to make it less overwhelming, because I think your books can be so powerful. I think your books are um, they can help you grow so fast. They can help you make huge decisions. They can help you save on taxes if you have everything in there correctly and itemized appropriately. You can do big things with them. And so yeah, my goal is just to kind of um, spread as much education about the bookkeeping side of it. Everybody wants to sign up for the tax webinars and how can I save on taxes? How can I save on taxes? And they want these big, quick fixes. And it really kind of comes down to, you if you pay the big bucks to, go see a tax strategist, they're going to want to see updated financials. They want to see your position now so they can truly help you in bigger ways to see how much income you actually have and how much they need to help you decrease. And so I think it's the backbone of your business, and lots of great things can come from it if you have it up to date and you are able to see your numbers monthly. You can see your goals come to fruition and you can do all that. So anyways, I kind of been all over the place there. I went from personal to business to personal to business. But that's kind of a history of where I've been and where I've come from. Currently today, I live in Southern Oklahoma. My husband and I have 2 kids. We have 5 rental units. We're looking to expand our portfolio. We have some things in the works over the next year. My husband will be losing his job in the next year, so we've been hustling, trying to get some more income in several different places. He's starting his own barbecue food truck business, which is interesting and a big learning curve. And then we have our real estate, and I have my business. And I, to go back around to, I heard about the financial independent retire early movement, and I was like, yes, that's what I want to do. I want to retire. I want to retire. And I'm 2.5, almost 3 years into this business, and it doesn't feel like a job. I really enjoy talking to my clients. I really enjoy going to conferences and meeting people and learning all about real estate investing, and it does not feel like a job at all. So I'm not sure that I want to pursue the retirement now that I've come this far, but anyways, that's where we're at. Our big why in all this, my son does have a rare bone disease, and he has to have some pretty major surgeries. But there is also a research foundation that's raising money, and they are very close to having a medicine that will change his life. And so, and that's my big push now, is to raise as much money as I can for this, and hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, he can have access to this medicine, and things will be better for him. So that's my big why. That's why I hustle as much as I do. That's why it's why I'm putting myself out here to talk to as many people as I can, and to find as many opportunities that I can to grow our businesses. And but at the heart of it, I genuinely like helping people. And I talk to people all the time, just free consultations to help figure out what software you want to use in your business. And just because when you're starting out, you don't always have the cash flow to hire somebody, but that could keep you. There are so many options for software out there for your real estate business that can keep you from not keeping your books up to date because you don't know where to start. So I really enjoy, those are my favorite calls is when I get to talk to a newer investor and help them decide which software to use. Because I feel like they're taking bigger steps than anybody else that's not using it. And kind of with this podcast, I want to kind of make everybody feel more comfortable to talk about their accounting setup and where they're at, and to not be ashamed of it. So many people are like, "Oh, I don't even have anything going," or "My books are a mess," and I hear that every single day. And you're not alone. Everyone out there is doing it because it is so overwhelming to get started. You don't have accounting degrees, most of you. And you know what? I've talked to some people who do have accounting degrees, and it's still overwhelming because it's not something you do every day. And so that's kind of my big goal, is to make it more familiar, and so we can all talk about it, and um, yeah, we can learn from each other. But that's about it. That's all I have about my story. This will be on YouTube and uh, some of the podcast channels and everything. But on the YouTube, you can leave a comment or a question. You can also email me, Sarah at reiaccountingsolutions.com. I'm happy to talk with you about anything. If you have any questions about your personal setup, if you just need advice on where to go or what to do, I don't mind chatting it up with you. So I will hopefully be back next week with another episode for you, and start having some guests pretty soon. I've had some amazing conversations, and I'm going to ask some very interesting investors and other professionals on as well. So look forward to see you next time. Bye.
Yeah.